Hi, it's Mr. Smith, also known as 1T, and I just thought I'd introduce myself to you. It's always a challenge for me because I've done a lot of things and been a lot of places, so here goes. I've been at Brookhaven Community College for 2 years now, just finishing up 2 years, and it's been quite an interesting 2 years, going through a pandemic and an election and a freeze and all to say, I'm quite ready for some normalcy. My wife and I recently bought a house, and we're looking forward to learning what it means to be a Dallasite. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Prior to that, I was at San Jacinto College in the Houston area, and uh, and so that's where I've been most recently as an instructor. I feel quite blessed and fortunate to be a math instructor at the community college. I love working with the students here. We have such variety. We have students that are in dual enrollment programs, students that come fresh out of high school, some of which never even expected to go to college. We have students that um, work in the so-called real world for a while and they come back once they've decided what they really want to do or what they don't want to do. And we get moms that have raised their families, and 20 years after their last math class, they find themselves in my class. So, all to say, I enjoy the variety and the challenge of working with a lot of students who often have had bad experiences with math in the past, or it's been a long time, and so they have some catching up to do. So I enjoy the challenge of helping those kinds of students to be successful so that they can move on and achieve their goals. So hopefully you will be my next success story. Um, so personally, this is where it gets complicated. I had a rocky early life because my father and my mom, they basically ran away and got married. We used to move from state to state because my father would get in trouble with the law. He was legally blind, but he still liked to drive, and that kind of got him into some trouble. But he was literally shot outside of a bar when I was 5 years old, and suddenly my mom stuck with three children, five and under. And so things were rough early on, but we always had a loving mom that worked hard and sacrificed a lot for us. So we knew the kinds of sacrifices she made. We knew that she wanted us to have a better life. And so we worked hard to make mom proud. And all to say, when it was time to go to college, I had the grades to go to UCLA or some other really nice university in California. I grew up in Southern California for the most part. But I didn't have any money, and my mom remarried, and her husband, my stepdad, did not want to help us when we got to the age of 18. So I joined the Army and got college money and saved for a car. And by the way, it was quite an interesting experience. While I was in the Army, I was actually stationed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, not far from here in Dallas. And another interesting story, I was fortunate to be able to be on a uh, special duty where I was a lifeguard at Possum Kingdom Lake, not even closer to Dallas here. I think it's about an hour and a half away. All to say, they don't even have that military resort open, but I do have some history here in Dallas. I never dreamed I'd be back, but here I am. But all to say, I got out of the military and I ended up at Cerritos College, which I basically went that route out of practical or for practical reasons. It was literally $50 the first semester I went to school there. I knew I wanted to be a teacher and I didn't want to have a lot of debt. And even though I had some college money, it wasn't going to be enough to pay for the university for 4 years. So, I've kind of felt a little bit like I settled at the beginning, but I ended up having a great experience at the community college. Met some of the best math teachers I've ever had, two of which inspired me to do what I currently do. So, gained a lot of respect for the mission of the community college. Later, I transferred to Long Beach State, and that's during that time I met my wife, Barbara, and we got married in my senior year, and we are just finishing, well, we're working on our 32nd year of marriage. So, believe it or not, I can't hardly believe it. It's been an amazing experience, and I've been quite fortunate, and I chose wisely when it came to a wife. So, and we've raised three sons. Let's see. Literally raised our family in Peoria, Arizona. Long story. And it was a great place to raise our family. Actually, when they were younger, we ended up moving back to California because I taught at the high school level, and that wasn't really a good fit for me. So I ended up working in business. I worked in accounting for Safeway in their corporate offices, and then I got involved with a friend in building or starting a new company that made food supplements. Loved being involved in building a company, but I still kept having this urge and this itch to go back and teach math. So I realized I just needed to go and get a master's degree so I could go to the community college. And so that's what I did. We moved back to California. Here we were with three kids under the age of 5, and I'm getting my master's degree, and my wife's working during the day, and I'm watching the kids. We were like the tag team parents. I'll also say I've gained a lot of appreciation for my wife when it comes to raising children. It's hard work. Um, so that was our early years, and after I got my master's degree, we went back to Arizona, and again, that's where we raised our family. And I was I worked at several universities and community colleges in the Phoenix area. Came close to getting a job, but just never quite seemed to work out for me. So when our kids got older, we decided to look out of state, and that's how we ended up in Texas. Found a great school at San Jacinto, and I was a great match there, and that's what brought us to Texas. So Texas has been good to us. Like I said, we have three sons. My oldest one is Wesley. He went to UT Southwestern for medical school, and he's currently in residency program, and that's what brought us to Dallas. And then we have my middle son went to Texas A&M, and he is a mechanical engineer, and he went back to Peoria and married his high school sweetheart. And so and then my youngest son is also in Phoenix, and he's the one that didn't care for education much. And so he's actually part of building a tree trimming business. Might not sound like much, but he makes over $100,000 a year, more money than I've ever made in a given year. So anyway, the boys are doing well, and let's see, the only other thing I would say, we've always been big family people. We used to do a lot of camping and hiking, and we like to have game nights and family and friends over and barbecue. And like I said, we're just big family people. And so anyway, that's a little bit about me. I did better than last time, but still I got to figure out how to do a little bit shorter. But anyway, I look forward to learning or getting to know you better, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.